Welcome back to the GSL. I'm Tasteless, and with me is Artosis. Artosis, I'm kind of sad.
Why are you sad?
Enoch Foyu is out of the tournament. He was a good player.
He's a great player, Tasteless. One of the best Zergs that I've ever seen. But we have, in my opinion, a much better Zerg playing next. July Zerg, a champion of Starcraft 1. One of the best players ever of any game ever, anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is unbelievably good. He holds a golden mouse for a Zerg in StarCraft 1. Won 3 OSLs, won some MSLs. No one really keeps track of those numbers. Everyone has like 10 MSL wins if they're good. That tournament was actually too well run. It was like... It's
funny because I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. OSL was like way more random, so it's very hard to get 3 of those.
Yeah.
July Zerg, amazing player in StarCraft 1. He has like over 300 APM, practices ridiculous amounts. He basically popularized Mulus stacking.
Yeah. He was one of the first guys where...
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and if you guys are unfamiliar with Mulus stacking in StarCraft 1, you get 11 mutas and put an Overlord that's backing your base in the control group. Normally, let's say the mutas, if my fingers were like spread out like this as a control group, if you have an Overlord in there, it bunches them up because the Overlord's on the other side of the map. So you can actually have, like, it would look like one just giant muta flying in there, which means it was harder to hit them and stuff like that. And basically, he changed the whole game when he started doing that kind of stuff. And
he did. He changed
the
entire game. In fact, it saved the game from becoming imbalanced. Terran would have been too good otherwise.
That's actually true.
Yeah, it's quite true. But anyways, let's take a look at these players, these amazing players. We have on the left, OGSMC, a.k.a. Iron from NBC Game. An amazing Protoss from StarCraft 1. And an amazing Protoss in StarCraft 2. He has made Code S from his last win over Hyperdub. And a lot of people consider him one of the best Protosses in the world. He hasn't done too well in GSL so far, just some kind of solid mid-range.
This is one of those guys that has problems with nerves.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. He gets a little bit more nervous than some of the other players, he says.
I would say so. And against him, we have one of the most talented switchovers from StarCraft 1. It is July Zerg. This guy is an actual champion. You know, you look at Iron, you're like, this guy was really good at StarCraft 1. But you know what? He was someone who couldn't get games with July Zerg in StarCraft 1. That's how much better July Zerg was.
July Zerg is just such a legend.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very deceptive.
The God of War.
Yeah, that was his nickname, the God of War.
His potential is basically unmatched. This is a man that at 3 distinctly different times won OSLs.
Yeah.
With completely different styles, being the styles in the metagame at the time. A nearly unstoppable force. The maps are going to be Blistering Sands, Zelnaga Caverns, and Shakuras Plateau. July Zerg couldn't really ask for better than that, Tasteless. Blistering, that map, early game, I would say Zerg is pretty comfortable on it because of those back rocks. It can get pretty aggressive with it. Late game, if you do cut it in half, it gets quite hard for Zerg to hold on, but a very interesting map. I'd love to watch Zerg matches on that map. Not Terran vs. Protoss, so it's always cheesy. And we see OGSMC getting kicked by Kerrigan.
Look at that, Kerrigan kicking him.
Yeah.
Kerrigan.
She's very physically fit.
She is. She looks pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Kerrigan, kind of hot, if you want my opinion. I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't know, man.
Everybody's
I kind of like
thinking
the Overmind. You know Zaz?
Yeah.
Zaz is kind of my type.
Zaz? I'm just saying, Kerrigan, kind of hot.
Yeah.
You're thinking it. I'm thinking it. John shaking. You don't think Kerrigan's hot? John. Oh. He's like shaking his head.
John's so weird.
I don't know about that John guy.
But really, this is going to be a great match. 2 StarCraft 1 pros going at it. Now, the thing is, July Zerg was just a completely different level. We'll have to see if he is in StarCraft 2 also.
Get ready for some July Zerg action here against OGSMC on the map Blistering Sands. This is the GSL. Okay, over here in the bottom left, we have...
GSMC.
You get much time to introduce him. Up here at the top right, we have our Zerg player, one of the most legendary StarCraft 1 players of all time. Born in July.
Was he really?
I believe so, yeah. I asked him that like 4 years ago, 5 years ago when I was in Italy with him.
He looks to me like he was born in January.
You're like, it's like actually like a baseless statement. You just said. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I know.
You have to like believe in like astrology or something. It's like, well, clearly he's a Leo. He was born in August because he's very vain. Astrology makes my brain hurt.
I read my horoscope today. It said I'm going to have an important financial decision, and I should be really nice to my closest friend today, Tasus. I love you.
Yes, my horoscope said you will have to make an important decision sometime this week. I'm like, wow, the Barnum effect. Okay. Gateway on the way here for our Protoss. We do see a lot of warp gate all-ins on this map because of the rocks here in the back.
That's right. Warp gate all-ins can be quite good here, but so can expanding and playing a very slow game.
Yeah.
If you do half-map it, it becomes pretty difficult for Zerg. The war of attrition on this map can be quite hard, as Zerg can only really get 4 bases up. Now, we see that July Zerg getting... Looks like he's going to go for speed first. And, well, he's July Zerg, man. That's what he likes to do. Known as the God of War for the way he fought battles. Amazing battle micro from July Zerg.
Okay. So far, so good. July Zerg, he was one of the guys that really popularized 9-pool in StarCraft 1, speed Zerglings. For you guys that aren't familiar with that, and it looks like he's actually doing a similar build in this situation as well. Basically, you only mine 100 gas, then put the drones back on to get minerals, upgrade Zergling speed, and then you just have a ton of speed Zerglings. And speed Zerglings are so good because they can catch probes.
Yeah, they can catch probes, they can harass stuff. They really give you a lot of map presence. You can look everywhere just in case there's like hidden pylons. When your opponent tries to come out, you can slow them down by, you know, faking run-bys or actually doing run-bys. Now the expansion go down for July Zerg. And I think he'll probably go ahead and get a second queen pretty quickly here. It's one way that you help make up for getting a little bit behind by getting that speed upgrade. Now, warping out both Warp Gate and a Sentry. Does have that double gas up, so we're not going to see any crazy, wicked Choya Foyu all-ins or TSL Guinea Pig all-ins from this map.
I miss the guinea pig.
I do too.
Actually, I miss learning about the guinea pig.
Anytime tasteless.
Yes.
Oh.
What? Oh, Stargate.
Yeah. Sorry, words escaped me. I was just so impressed that MC is actually going 1-base Stargate right now. It's very interesting.
We're going to see how he plays it out in just a little bit here.
That is right.
Hatchery almost complete. Drones being transferred.
Now, he does have 2 queens, so any Void Ray that pops out, the first Void Ray will be fine to take care of, because July Zerg is correcting his main and natural with creep tumors, harassing on these rocks here. But now sending those Zerglings off, those ADHD Zerglings, to go do something else now. Probably scout the map.
Okay, Roach Warren on the way.
And with that Roach Warren, looks like he may be getting a... Well, he is getting the lair. Just started that up.
Void Ray, he's going to try to hide the... No, excuse me, he's actually trying to get this Overlord over here, I'm sorry.
And that's going to force July Zerg probably into making a 3rd queen right now. Yeah, there it goes. Pops right up on that production tab. Realizes, oh, I need a 3rd Obi. Make sure I really destroy any Void Rays that come into my base.
Now, clearly he's not going to be too aggressive with the Void Ray because...
Yeah, it looks like he wants to clear Overlords now.
I think it's exactly right, Artosis. Yeah, he's going to just use this to get Zerg units off the map.
And it's kind of like the fear of the Banshee. Do you go Hydras because you've seen a Void Ray?
Yeah, you don't know how many Void Rays he's making at this point in time.
Yeah, so if you go Hydras and he goes right into Colossus, then he's going to have a nice little unit counter going on.
Can't believe this Overlord managed to escape.
Yeah, that Overlord was sneaky, man.
Lucky Overlord.
It's a sneaky Snake Overlord right there. And look at this.
Oh, nice.
Locks it in with that quick pylon.
Denied.
The probe in the way, so he can't even deal a lot of damage to it. And, well,
This is actually pretty awesome.
yeah. Gonna want to kill those Zerglings before that finishes so he can cancel.
I think right now, MC making it as difficult for himself as possible. Oh,
Bam,
so
last second.
good.
Kills all those Zerglings.
That was so good.
Yeah, July Zerg.
Oh my god.
Can't be feeling good about that. In fact, has to be feeling pretty bad about that. Now, this is interesting. We do see a Spire going up.
And he's getting both of his gases.
Yep.
So he's going to do his
Looks like he
muta,
wants to go muta.
play.
Now, with the mutas, if his opponent is in fact going to go for Colossus, which is what this build is kind of looking like, but we can see, of course, as observers, that it's not. July Zerg, it probably looks like Colossus. That would be a great choice. But if he just keeps making sentries and stalkers, he's going to hit a timing push. It's going to be very hard for July Zerg to actually deal with. Roach speed being upgraded as well.
So it does look like July Zerg did not overreact to the one Void Ray.
Yeah. I think we may see some Roach Muta, definitely a possibility. Might be getting that Spire just for Corruptors, if need be, against Colossus. Hasn't gotten a lot of scouting information yet, is making 4 Mutas. So at least those should be able to have him scout a little bit. But we do have Tasteless. It is a Phoenix.
A Phoenix right over here.
Joining forces for OGS MC. Now, this Phoenix is going to make July Zerg think, uh-oh, you know, Phoenix is being made now and I'm making mutas. Ooh, that's not what I want. But there are some mutas out. Can he catch this Phoenix? Nope, never mind. It's getting out of there.
It looks like he's going to keep on
Yeah.
making Phoenixes.
I think he'll just continually make them. He's seen some mutas out. It's a good choice.
Phoenixes can counter mutas so hard.
Yeah, look at this. July Zerg trying to catch, and he just flies away from it. And a Phoenix Stalker Sentry with a few Zealots timing push is really quite a deadly thing against Mutalisk tech, I must say. The Mutas will not have too much of a shot against it, so he's going to have to rely a lot on his Roaches and his Speedlings. But with the Sentries in there, it could be hard as well. It looks like July Zerg not over-making his Mutas, but is making a bunch of Corruptors right now. And goodbye to the last Muta, losing no Phoenixes. Very good play by MC so far.
Going ahead and getting a Corruptors. These can be good against Phoenixes, but the problem is they can't attack ground units. So, you know, with a ground army that's this sizable, you got to be careful.
Now, July Zerg is staying on 2 base for a very long time. He's making a lot of Zerglings. And
He actually can't run away from this.
oh, barely faster. Gets out of there.
I actually thought they were the same speed. I didn't realize that.
Now, we do see some Hydras popping out, a lot of Speedlings. July Zerg did make that 3rd hatchery at his natural, so he's just making a huge army right now. It looks like he wants to crush the first attack that comes out of OGSMC. And he is, of course, going to clear those rocks out. Not doing anything else with his units right now.
Now, a general rule of thumb is that Zerg wants to be 1 base ahead of his opponent always, if not more. But in this case, July Zerg's 2 basing pretty heavily.
Now we do see double robotics are going to come up. Against all these Zerglings and Hydras, that's a great choice. But a lot of Corruptors still being made for July Zerg as well. So this Corruptor's going to help out against all the flying units and, of course, against any Colossus that pop out. But right now, this army, that is actually a scary army.
So we have double robo build, but hold that thought. Nice force field there.
It's going to battle against only the Zerglings inside and erasing those Zerglings pretty quick. Not a lot of units left for July Zerg. He's got to be careful about that. Trapping some of those Hydras and Roaches. Moving forward and lifting up. And July Zerg has more and more filtering in, though. That 3rd hatch really
I can't believe he actually beat him back.
Yeah. A lot of Corruptors in there helping out. That was a very weird battle. You don't normally see those unit compositions duking it out. And going after that Immortal, trying to kill it so his Roaches are more useful, does take it out. And if he gets those Sentries, that's actually kind of a big deal.
It is.
He needs those force fields. They didn't end up being as good as he had wanted. Now, the problem is that MC just attacked 2 base into 2 base Zerg with 3 hatches. Now, it looks like Jalizerg is going to counterattack a very funny unit composition, but he is going for it. Going to use some Corruption on some of these units. Corruption, a very good spell, and didn't force field quite right. Jalizerg just pushing through. Oh my God, Jesus.
This game almost doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, this was a very strange
game here.
You know, it all actually came down to the fact that Jalizerg sat on 2 base an extra long time, got up that extra hatchery, and MC attacked right into him. Now, MC does live, but Jalizerg has to feel good. He's just had his 3rd base pop up down at the gold. He's got good creep spread. He's got nice tech out. Very interesting game thus far.
It's a double robo, Artosis. It's double robo all the way.
It's so beautiful.
It's so intense. I want to say that joke earlier, but I didn't have the right time.
It's okay.
Now he's going to tear down these rocks. Yep. You take out these rocks down here, it's going to be bad news for MC.
Warping a lot of Stalkers up top. Start reducing those Zergling numbers.
If he actually takes that, he may want to wall this area off.
Yeah.
And make this his new entrance.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Because now, if he wants, July can kind of go hit that natural with the Zerglings, see if he can do a little bit of damage. But right now, MC's playing quite well. You know, he's getting a lot of Immortals out, because when you see that many Corruptors, you can just be like, oh, I'm going to make those almost useless. And you make a bunch of Immortals, and suddenly those Corruptors aren't hitting anything. They can use Corruption, but that's it.
Okay. They're all organizing.
You know, I do like Jalizerg's style on this map so far.
I love it.
That 3rd hatchery early really just gave him the units needed to crawl over OGSMC's army. Look at this. Going to go attack, but he does have Hydras in his army, so retreating not going to be quite as easy.
Yeah. Uh-oh, coming in from behind.
That is a lot of Immortals.
And is he going to try to engage?
May corrupt all the Immortals here. Help them die a little bit quicker, and that's exactly what he chooses to do.
Very nice.
And he has a lot of Hydras popping up here, but it looks like there are going to be enough units for a Protoss player to plow right through. Has a lot of Immortals left over as well. You know, when you get Immortals in numbers of 4 or more, they kill Roaches so fast. You have 1 or 2, you don't really notice his Zerg, but when there's like 4 out there, you're like, oh no, this is
yeah, they kill him
BAD.
so quickly. It's actually insane.
Right now, most likely, Jalizerg's going to want to go Zergling Hydralisk for the most part. Roach is not going to be so useful against so many Immortals.
I like this Immortal play.
Yeah.
At first, I think we kind of both thought it was going to be Colossus.
Well, yeah, but it's a smart switch when you see this many Corruptors.
Yeah.
Here we go, a lot of Zerglings in there as well. Zergling's going to help out a lot. Those Roaches going to target the Zealots. Want to get those out of there. And Corruption all over the Immortals. You know, Corruption, kind of an unused spell right now. And it looks like it is helping him out quite a bit, but MC wins another battle. I love that Observer being alive all this time, removing a lot of creep tumors.
Nice, engaging, backing off again. MC is very close to getting this base. You can see he's going to make this pylon over here.
Yeah.
Use that to warp in units.
But at this point, he's a little bit all in. Notice how he has not taken a 3rd at all. He hasn't even tried yet.
No.
Just been aggressive all game. And Jalizerg has to be feeling pretty good. Here goes a lot of Hydras in here now, and that is a tiny army to be taking on what Jalizerg has. It looks like Jalizerg is going to overwhelm MC.
And that's going to be it. GG. Damn. July is good, man.
July.
That actually, I seriously love it.
Is amazing.
Early, the first half of that game did not make any sense. He was like on 2 base for so long, but had so many units, more than I would expect.
Yeah, you know, that's, if you sit on 2 base for a little bit longer with Zerg, because everyone's so used to expanding, you can get a ton of units. But if the Protoss counters that by playing defensive and then taking their 3rd base at a more moderate pace so that you can't actually attack them correctly with that extra group of units, then suddenly you're like, oh, darn, I really want you to attack me. So Jalizerg playing it safe, but also a little bit risky, because if MC had known exactly what's going on, he's like, oh, you have 3 hatches, okay, you're just making a bunch of units, I'm going to chill, I'm not going to attack into you.
Had July taken the 3rd base instead of getting the 3rd hatchery in his at his expansion, the expansion area taken, That game would look totally different, but instead...
Yeah, MC actually could have broken through with that first attack.
I think he shouldn't have lost those Phoenixes, too.
Yeah.
There was a period where like he just kept the Phoenixes in the battle, and there were just too many corruptors. He should have ran for it because the Phoenixes, I mean, you invest all that money into a Stargate, getting some Phoenixes like that was also a good turning point as well.
Yep. Well, we're going to have to see if MC can take the game on Xel'Naga Caverns.
I hope so.
July Zerg, quite a foe, especially when you're a StarCraft 1 pro gamer.
Yeah.
MC, I swear, when he was a little kid, probably watched July Zerg and was like, wow,
I'm going to be
so
like him
good.
someday, and now he's like, he's owning me.
Yeah.
I'm on TV. This cough is just not going away.
Sorry, Tasteless.
The countdown started. Will this game begin? When I think it is, which should be, right? Wait for it.
Well, the game will begin.
Well, the game will begin.
Whether we begin
Will
or
the Korean
not.
commentators finish at the same time? I think they're going to finish.
No.
I think it's going to be,
Never.
right now.